guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mills, and today I am going to talk about 5 things nobody tells you about postpartum recovery for the mom. I'll do another video about 5 things I didn't tell you about newborns because that's a whole nother topic, way more than 5, but I'll keep it limited. If you like my videos, there's a bunch of other stuff and topics and themes on my channel, so check it out. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, like, any of that is so helpful. Thank you so much. If you are new here, I had my first baby in December 5th, and I would like to say that I do my research. Like, the whole 9 months leading up to having him, I was researching everything in baby forums, in baby mom groups. My husband and I took a birthing class, a parenting class. You'll hear my son in the background, sorry. There was just a lot of things that I put my research into, but wow, there were some things that I heard about, but am I boring you? Probably. There were a lot of things that I had no idea about, or I vaguely heard about, but I was like, it doesn't sound too common. No, these things I feel like happen to everyone or almost everyone, but like not a lot of people talk about it. It's weird unless you're like in a really specific group. So these are my top 5 things that nobody told me about postpartum recovery. So I would love to hear yours. Please comment below what you were surprised about during your recovery. 1, can I do like a caveat before the 1? So like a pre-1 would be my skin breaking out. So that's fun. Okay, my real 1 is the postpartum hormones. Now, of course, I heard about them. I know, oh, your hormones are a roller coaster after. No, that is like an understatement, at least in my case. I really had no idea how bad my hormones were going to be after I had him. And I myself have anxiety. I feel like I deal with it well. You know, I kind of just ignore it. I don't know if that's dealing with it well, but you know. And after I had him, we were in the hospital for 4 days. No, it was miserable. Like, it was great because the nurses were amazing and they helped so much, but my hormones were insane. They were all over the place. I was legitimately sobbing 1 minute, happy and laughing the next. And I don't cry a lot, so I was like, okay, sobbing. I hate crying in front of people, the nurses, anyone would be in the room. I'm sobbing. Couldn't stop, even if I wanted to, like physically could not stop. I didn't sleep the entire time I was in the hospital because I was just freaking out about him, and I had like super negative thoughts too, like not just like, oh, what if I drop him, or what if someone drops him, or what if he stops breathing, but like legitimately like picturing him falling to the floor, or picturing someone hurting him, or some harm coming to him in like a graphic way. Like, no, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I don't even know. I felt like I couldn't control my thoughts. I couldn't control my emotions. That lasted for a good like 2.5 weeks, to that level where I was like crying for no reason and being super anxious and all over the place. And then still to this point, I have like bouts of anxiety come and go, but at least I'm not like crying and up and down like instantly like that. So I would say the hormones, woo, they kicked my ass, and I feel like people don't talk about like the baby blues as much as they should, because I've had friends too who were like, yep, I was totally unprepared for that, and it sucked, and it does suck, so I'm here for you. Okay, number 2 is just panicking at nighttime. I know this is kind of related to number 1, but I thought that I wouldn't be like crazy about sleep because I am crazy about safe sleep. So I'm like, okay, I have him in his bassinet, in a swaddle, nothing's in there with him, he's on his back, whatever. No, I would doze off and then wake up like in a panic that he was in the bed with us. And I'd be so freaked out that like I fell asleep while nursing him, and I dropped him or something. And I would also wake up like, you know, like you hold the baby, I would be cradling my pillow or like cradling the blanket, like a corner of it, thinking that it was him. Luckily like that never happened, and it's less now, but that first month I kept waking up in a panic, and still sometimes I do, that he was in the bed or he's, you know, crazy. So that was number 2. Number 3, obviously I know that you like bleed after you have a baby. I don't think that I was prepared to bleed as much as I did, and I stopped bleeding after 2.5 weeks. I know a lot of people bleed for like 6 weeks. So maybe that was just dumb on my part, but yeah, I wasn't ready for that. But I also, here we go, guys. No one talked about smelling worse. I'll just say it. Yeah, your body completely, like, I know, that's how I felt. I feel like your body chemistry completely changes and it's annoying. They say that you have like a worse VO because if you're breastfeeding, or regardless, your body does that for the baby to be able to find you and get their food, which, like, I'm right here, like, I'll help you. But no, since their other senses aren't as developed and their smell is, like, that's what that's for. So that was fun because I would feel like I would like keep showering like twice a day, and I was like, hey, I still smell, and it's like not any smell that I've ever had before. So that's another one. Hopefully I'm not alone in that and you guys are like, nope, that's not common. Awkward. Number 4 would be how much my neck and my back and my wrists would hurt because of breastfeeding. So obviously I don't have the best posture. You can probably tell that right now. I'm like a hunchback, but like constantly being like hunched over, like breastfeeding, looking at the baby, my wrist, like holding the baby in the football or across, it doesn't matter. Your wrist will hurt. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. Whee! Don't make fun of his old man hair. So yeah, your body is just gonna hurt. The first few weeks, my back, my neck hurts so bad. It still does, so maybe I'm just used to it now. But that was definitely, I wasn't expecting like my neck to hurt the level that it did, probably just because I'm looking down 24/7. So yeah. And I would say number 5 would be breastfeeding / pumping. So if you're not breastfeeding, totally fine. But if you are, you probably know by now, it's a full-time job. And I knew that it is, right? I know people say that, but like, I guess no one really told me like how intense breastfeeding is. It's like, okay, we got through the birth, had the struggles, whatever they were, but you know, we got it and you're here. Breastfeeding is a whole nother struggle, at least for me. Like, he had a tongue tie and he was losing too much weight, and then we had to supplement with formula, and then like, I don't know, I had to pump all the time, and finally now we have his tongue tie fixed. We have been doing all these adjustments with breastfeeding and doing weighted feeds and all of that, and he's doing much better and gaining weight and stuff. But like, for example, yesterday I fed for over 4.5 hours. He was breastfeeding. Your boobs hurt all the time, at least mine do. I was super excited to get back to working out. Cannot run. Can you guys let me know how am I supposed to run again? Like, they hurt. They hurt. So that was unexpected. And then along with breastfeeding, pumping, I was like, okay, cool, I'll pump. Like, that's nothing. I loathe pumping. Like, I hate it so much. Breastfeeding's way better for me. I don't know why I hate pumping. It's like, I don't know if it's because you have to wash the parts or take it apart and put it back together, or maybe you're not getting like the oxytocin when you're pumping because it's not the baby. I hate it. Does anyone else hate it? Just along with that, I think my experience was different because no one told me there's something called DMER or DMER, which is basically like dysphoric milk ejection, whatever. I don't even know. I'll put it in. But basically, it's when it's like it's rare, but it's a chemical reaction. Right when you have a letdown, you get like anxious, sad, depressed, that like homesick, lonely pit of your stomach feeling. I have that, and of course nobody told me about it because it is rare, so probably no one I know had it, but it sucks. So every single time I feed him or pump, I'm like depressed, which, hi, which is just sad because, you know, I like breastfeeding him, but I had no idea that those feelings could come along with it, and that it's so chemical and hormonal and all of that. And I'll do like a bonus. Number 6 would be, I knew that like, oh, you're never gonna love anyone like you do, but it's a fierce, insane, unconditional love. Like, for me, from right when I held him for the first time, for other people, it takes a little bit, and that's completely normal, so don't feel... I know. Tell him. Tell him. It's because you're so cute. It's not automatic for everyone, so that is normal. But I was like, yeah, I know it's gonna be like the deepest love ever, but like you really don't know until you experience it. So that's like a happy one. I hope this doesn't sound too negative. Like overall, I love postpartum. It's going really well. I'm so happy with him, but there were certain things that I was like, why don't people talk about this more? So those were my top 5 that came to my head right away, at least. I would love to hear what was surprising for you guys in postpartum recovery, or things that you don't think that people talked about enough. Please comment below. I would love to hear it. Maybe I can make a follow-up with suggestions that you guys give. And I'm also going to do, like I said in the beginning, a video about 5 things I didn't know about newborns that I feel like nobody really talked about, or that I was unprepared for, even with researching and stuff. So if you have any ideas for that, please comment that below too. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll be back with more Dominican Republic content, so don't worry. I'm not like steering away from that or anything. Just mixing it up every once in a while. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys soon.